Hello YouTubers, UXO here again with part 5 of my trailer rental. So, I got most of the floor completed. Take a look on this side. This is just about to complete it. I just got to do a little bit of foaming, expandable, low expandable foam around the perimeter, just to seal gap it. I bought an expandable foam that's rodent and bug resistant, so that's to help if there are any bugs in here to keep them out. This side I just finished framing in the beside the door. Beside the door I put an extra couple of supports because there's a lot of traffic. Luckily there's a supporting beam right underneath this 1x3, and under these two I put these together to make a bigger threshold for the plywood to sit on top. The supporting beam is underneath this first 2x3 in here. I decided not to build the boxes and insert them, but instead assemble the boxes in the spot, because none of the joists were the same distance apart, and it was just easier to pre-cut all the wood, like this one right here. It's all pre-cut, ready to go in. I pre-cut it all the wood and then test fit it, and then I used construction adhesive and screwed. I used 2.5-inch screws, deck screws, for a combined width of 3 inches, so I got really good bite into the old wood. Into the old wood. I used a rubberized spray to fill all the gaps in the membrane. It looks really nice now. It was really, you make sure you use a mask when you use that in a confined area, a proper respirator. Filled all those gaps, those little pinholes that were in the floor. This side you can't see. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said earlier, there was some dry rot into this board here. I'm gonna apply some compound on top of that to fill in that old wood and hopefully stabilize it. Around my area, I cannot find the wood hardener solution made by doesn't matter who's made by. I can't find it in my area, so I didn't do that. What I did is I dried it out with my heater. Just placed it against the wall every I don't know, every 15 minutes. I moved it down the wall to dry out that outer 2x3, and it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I left all the inserts for the wall cavity with a good mark for my 2x3s, that they wouldn't rise higher than the outside wall. So I'm going to finish up this side, and I'll be back when that's all done, and we'll go from there. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye. So what I wanted to show you before I close this side up is how I put the spacers underneath the wall cavity. So what I did is I cut 2.5-inch strips from the pressure treated plywood that I bought, and cleaned the cavity all out, and then forced this 5/8 plywood with construction adhesive into the void. Where you see the gaps is because either there was a screw or a nail going down that I couldn't get out, or carriage bolts. There's a couple of carriage bolts that hold the wall to the subfloor to the frame, and I didn't want to cut those, so I just worked myself around them. In behind those little pieces that I put in, I filled it full of construction adhesive, and that will harden like a rock. It'll be okay. And then I just simply screwed it down, and where I could, like in here, I used 3-inch screws and screwed in through this piece, and into the original 2x3 to give the wall more security. And like I said, at this end I didn't have to remove this part here because it was solid, so I just ended up putting some construction adhesive, and I'm going to fill that void in there with construction adhesive, so that will give it some strength to the new 2x3. So like I said, I sprayed that liquid rubber all in here to cover up all those little membrane tears and rips. And then this is the styrofoam that I used It's rigid styrofoam, and I just cut it to fit. Just cut it to fit in, and it just pressure fits into there. And like I said, I'm going to use the low expanding foam that also has a little bug inhibitor in it, I guess, or preventer, and I'm going to seal the edges. And I already did along the back side of the trailer. Use a low expansive foam. It did a pretty good job sealing it all, and it's supposed to keep, like I said, all the critters away. So the next part on here is just to put the piece of plywood down. Pretty simple. This side I completed, and so I want to show you the completed, how it looks when it's completed. Got the plywood all in, all the pressure treated plywood, and this stuff is a flexible floor jointer. So it's designed to be able to move with the trailer and it won't crack. It takes about 6 hours to dry. I have the little heater on to help dry where the bigger gaps were. We can see it sinking in there, so I'll probably apply a second coat. I covered all the joints and all the screw heads and any depressions in the wood. And then I'm going to sand it, and that will be it. It will be ready for flooring. When I complete this side, I'm going to actually sand the complete floor up to the fridge, where I'm going to stop and then replace the kitchen cabinet in. And then I'm also replacing the countertop. That I bought a new countertop. I'm going to put that in, a new countertop in, a new sink. So it's going to be quite different. We also got the couch that goes along here. It's being reupholstered right now. And the top of the dinette, we got the top reupholstered to match the new color of the couch, so that it's similar. It's a bluish color to keep the theme of the trailer the same. So the next video will be me laying the floor. The new floor, it's a stick-on vinyl flooring. Comes in about, I think, 6 by 32 inch strips, so they overlap each other. So hopefully it'll stop the vinyl from cracking. In Canada it gets pretty cold, and sometimes the vinyl shrinks, especially around the floor registers, and they'll end up cracking. So hopefully with the plank flooring it won't crack. It will just maybe expand one of the joints. But that's the end of the video for the floor. I was able to go outside and caulk the areas that I believe were the culprit for the leaks in each corner. They were on the bottom of the membrane, I said, as well. There was a couple of holes, and I looked on the roof, and the main seam, there looks like there was some loose caulking outside up here that I re-caulked it all. And I bought that sealing tape for the exterior roof. It's a special tape. I'm going to do that once I clean the roof off to ensure that nothing's leaking up there. I checked all the walls, and there's no soft spots in the ceiling. There's no wrinkles from where you got water damage. So what I'm hoping is that the water, wherever it came in from, was running down on the outside of the trailer, inside of the outside aluminum shell, if that makes sense, of the siding, and then ended up leaking into there and that corner. So remember, like and share and subscribe if you want to keep up with my trailer rental. Now I'm going to carry on, like I said, with the flooring, laying of the flooring and reinstalling of the kitchen cabinet, the new sink, the new countertop. We bought a bamboo countertop. I have to cut it for the sink to fit in, for the stove to fit in. And I'm going to put some more extra wall braces because it's a little bit heavier than the little countertop they had. So I'm going to put some extra bracing along here. I'm going to find the studs and put a nice 1x1 along here for the new counter to sit on. Because before all they had was about a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch underneath the counter that screwed into there. Not very secure. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.